firearms don't mix. You said that yourself.
Yes.
Okay? So Ray, we know, okay? We're just trying to get you to tell us the truth. The truth is what's gonna help you. That's gonna help you when it comes to going to court, if this thing goes to court. Okay? We still got a bunch of shit we gotta go through in order to do this. But we have witnesses pointing everything at you and your brother. And the only thing that's gonna help you is you. Your brother's not gonna help you. Scott's not gonna help you. Your girlfriend, if you have one, is not gonna help you. Only you are gonna get out of this mess. You understand where I'm coming from? Okay? So it's up to you, Ray. Right now, it's up to you. And I told you from the beginning, I wouldn't sit here and bullshit you. I wouldn't blow smoke up your ass. I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't cheat you. Okay? And I'm not doing that now. I hardly ever tell people where they were standing in the crime scene.
Well,
So tell us what happened. Right on.
okay, I don't want to incriminate myself either. You know?
No, that's up to you. You have that right.
But
Yeah, I think the evidence is there, the witnesses are there, and this is your opportunity to explain this.
okay, can I go out and smoke another cigarette?
You're more than welcome to smoke a
Okay,
cigarette.
let's get through this.
More than welcome to.
Let's get through this, and I promise you we'll go.
I'll give you a whole box, okay, if that's what it needs. You can't take them with you when you leave there because we have to hold you for somebody else, but you're more than welcome to smoke as many cigarettes as you want, okay? You tell us what happened, we will give you all the cigarettes you want. To an extent. You want to say? Brother Darbs, man, I wouldn't let you down. Unfortunately, your brother doesn't have a leg to stand on. You do.
Say again?
I'm gonna start from the beginning of the house and go from the beginning of it.
Well,
Let's start here. Let's start when you guys came out of the house. Did your brother give you a knock on the door?
yes,
Okay, you had it in your possession. You had 2 magazines.
yes.
Okay. When you got here, were you firing damage to your brother?
My brother started firing and I
Brother too. Okay. So were you firing into the carport or you know where your
I
rounds
couldn't, I
actually went?
couldn't actually, I thought that my brother could see this gun, but I couldn't actually
See, right?
make out the silver lettering.
Do you know how many, did you reload the magazines into the weapon, into the firearm?
I reloaded once,
You reloaded them, were the magazines full?
yes.
And how many did your brother reload, or was it just the same time?
I have no idea.
Did you just hear pop, 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 pop?
Yeah, and he started firing, and then,
Okay. So you don't even know if you hit this young man?
no, I don't.
So are all the rounds you think we recover inside the wall of the carport, or you think you?
I have no idea. And,
What were you thinking when you were shooting this gun? What were you thinking? Were you thinking, what?
self-defense, he was told to stop.
Were you scared?
Yes,
Okay.
I was scared to death.
What did you know what firing those rounds at that house, what it would do to
I
somebody?
didn't even
that
think
struck
about
somebody?
that. I don't think I thought about that.
Did you know who lived in that house?
No,
Okay. Okay, what about your brother? Did your brother know who lived?
I have no idea.
Okay. So, this, I'm gonna see if this is a recap, okay? You guys, if they they showed up prior to, maybe a couple hours, 3-4 hours, you drink, if they drank a little bit, then they left.
Yes.
And then they came back,
Yes, and I saw
Scott
the door.
and Kayla came in through the back door, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know the time frame.
Okay, we're there, you correct me if I'm wrong, okay? So you blocked the door, say they're not wanted. That's when they
Yes.
started following up on it.
Yes.
Okay, and then it got to a point where it escalated and you went into the garage and retrieved the machete.
Yes, and I ordered them to leave, and instead they advanced on me.
Okay, and that's when you swung into the
Yes.
younger one.
And as soon as that happened, and he backed off, I went and put the machete back in the garage. I mean, there's a limit to lethal force.
Right, that's what we're getting at, okay? So, inside the house, that's when your brother came in when all this commotion was going on, or was he out front? You know, okay. So he gave you, or you armed yourself with a 9mm,
I didn't do it myself.
but he handed it to you.
Yeah, and it's, I don't want this, but then I don't want my brother to get hurt either.
So we're understanding of that, okay? We're very, very understanding of that. So, after that, you guys armed, you come out, the guy's leading down the road, he goes into number 13. You don't know that, what happened to that guy that you hit with the machete?
No.
Okay. Now, the guy that was, you guys were shooting at, the heavyset guy or the older guy, where did he come from to get to that position, you know? Okay. You just know that your brother was there and you were standing beside him shooting at
Yes.
that.
Is there an exchange of words between that guy and your brother, or between that guy or anything?
Except to tell him to stop.
Anybody say anything about special forces or anything like that? Or-
Yeah, at one point in time in the conversation, I told him I'm prior service Army.
Right, service arm.
Yes,
Okay.
on the military ID, it says special forces.
Right.
So anyway, what I'm trying to do is
Scare them, make them think before they act?
Yeah,
Okay. And was anything set up here in the garage or in the street where you guys were shooting?
he was told to stop.
Okay. Did you say anything out loud to anybody?
No, not to my knowledge. I mean, everything happened so fast. And now I'm going to be in all kinds of trouble.
Well, unfortunately, Ray, yes, a little bit, okay? But not to the point where I think, you know, you can't recover from it, okay? But I'll tell you what we'll do.
Says, when, after this exchange of gunfire happened, and did you and your brother run back to his house or to y'all's house?
I know I did. I'm not.
Not certain what you did.
And what'd you do with the gun?
I gave it back to him.
Okay, so inside the house?
Yes.
Okay, so he made it back to the house too?
Yes.
Did he still have it, right?
I'm not even sure.
Okay. Did one of y'all get the Jeep and drive somewhere with it?
I didn't.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how to get back in front.
We just got moved it back up.
All right, so you gave your brother the gun inside the house. Where did he go in there?
I think he put it back in the gun safe.
Okay, did y'all call 911 or anything when y'all got back?
I mean, I'm in my, it's locked up. I mean, I'm scared. I'm scared to death because my life has been threatened.
Absolutely.
You know? And it all happened so fast.
Just a second. So these guys were here earlier, and they were asked to leave.
In the house for a time. They left in their truck.
Okay.
I mean, Scotty and Kendra come back and tell us that they were out in the woods too, and that they were real jerks. And at some point in time, they drove away and they came back on foot.
How long were they gone? Time they drove away from the time they got back?
15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Okay, so they came back on foot, and were you outside smoking a cigarette? or-
Yes.
Okay, so that's how you saw them come back.
Right.
So they didn't get a chance to knock on the door or anything like that?
No,
And,
they stayed outside.
and what was your conversation with them when they came back? You're outside smoking, they come back?
Yes. I really don't remember they were getting violent. Okay, I'm sorry.
So that kind of puts you in defense.
Oh, yeah. That red flag comes up in my mind, and it's like, well, I'm not letting them back inside the house.
So they said they wanted back inside the house?
Yeah, they tried.
Try it out.
Tried how, like coming at the door.
Okay, and that's when you were standing in?
Yes, I stood right in front of the door.
So,
And then the one guy goes, he doesn't want anybody behind him. And I'm not gonna move because I'm not letting them back in the house.
so did you shut the door? How did you prevent them from coming in the house?
With my wife.
Okay. Did they try to push past you or?
No, at that point in time, I was ordering them off the property. And then one guy started putting up his fists, like to come after me. And that's when I went in the garage, got the machete, came back out, I ordered, threw them out again, and they wouldn't leave.
When you went to the garage, did you shut it?
Yes.
Okay, shut it. Did you lock it?
Yes,
Okay, so they couldn't get in and then you went to the garage?
right.
Okay, so you shut it and locked it. You went to the garage, got the machete, and you came back to the door, unlocked
Yes,
it.
ordered him out, and they came after me. I used the machete once.
Once, and then they all but.
And I don't, because I had to have time to bring the machete back into the garage, and they were still in the front yard. So I'm not clear in my own mind, why they didn't leave in that time frame.
Okay, so you hit them with the machete, and they didn't take off immediately.
Right.
You went to the machete back.
Right.
Okay, is that when your brother handed you the gun, or?
Didn't your brother inside the house say something to the effect, I'm gonna kill these motherfuckers?
Oh, no. I honestly don't remember.
If you were, why were you so, you said you're so scared, they're already gone, why did you continue with the gun? That's the thing that I can't understand, is
Okay.
you guys are in the house, you hit
Right.
him with the machete, they're
This is the
running.
second time they come up,
Right.
right? We come back out, they're still in the yard.
It's after you hit them with the machete?
Yeah, they're still in the yard, and they took off when me and Wayne came back up.
And were you alarmed at that?
Yes.
Okay. So they didn't take off until they saw the gun?
That's right.
Gotcha. Now I'm trying. So,
Okay, but if they haven't left you, what are you scared of at this time? If you're armed, you
Okay.
get them with the machete,
I'm-
they're unarmed, so what are you scared of?
They still haven't left. I mean,
it's just that
what are you gonna do to get them off the property? It's like, I'm really afraid for my mother's life.
Right. You ever think about
And why?
911?
It never entered, I'm sorry. I know you guys are great, but it just, at that point in time, it didn't occur to me.
you guys were handling the situation right then. We'd be down the road, we would get there for a couple minutes. You know what I mean? So, you and your brother armed yourself in the house. He hands you the 9mm and the 2 mags. He's got his rifle. Y'all come out of the house, they're still hanging out in the front yard,
Yes,
and
they pulled.
after they see the gun.
Yes.
So they're departed, they're gone.
So,
So why did you follow them?
To tell you the truth, I honestly believe, because they split and went 2 different directions, that they were coming back. No, I'm honestly, I thought that they were gonna return,
You mean double back and
Yes.
do what?
attack us.
Had they attacked you then? Or by then? Or do you think that having a weapon would deter them a little bit farther? Especially after getting smacked with a machete and the kids bleeding all over the place? Oh, Ray, man, that's
No,
a
seriously.
sin, you know?
I know, but honest to God, I'm scared to death, and I just reacted. He was told not to move, and he didn't obey that. Instead,
But-
they're all over the place. It's in the dark, you can't tell.
Mr. Scott inside the house, okay?
Uh-huh.
going on the conversation,
Okay.
okay? Your brother said he was going to kill these motherfuckers. That's a statement that Scott gave us,
Okay.
okay?
I honestly don't remember that. I honestly don't. Everything happened so fast. I
But when
honestly
he was
don't.
giving you the gun, you weren't listening to what he was saying to you?
I honestly don't remember, okay? I mean, this is my brother, and a lot of things are said, right? And
We know.
I'm hard of hearing, I honestly am, and sometimes people say things to me, and I can't hear them. I honestly cannot hear them. That's part of my deal with VA, is my hearing, my eyesight. And I honestly do not remember hearing that. I mean, if Scott heard it, that's all well and fine, but I don't remember ever hearing that.
When you came out of the house, the other arm, and these guys took off running, did y'all fire shots here, anywhere?
No, I don't think so. I didn't.
You really fired some shots?
I have no idea.
You think there was the majority of them here, or all of them here? Did y'all move?
I think the majority was right here.
Did y'all?
I mean, I didn't, the 9mm was in my back pocket and did not come out of my back pocket until he started to fire. And this guy, we told him to stop, and he didn't stop.
If this guy had stopped, what were y'all going to do?
I wouldn't have never fired.
What about your brother?
I have no idea.
What made,
I can't tell I know me. I know the rules of self-defense.
what made you fire on this guy?
My brother started firing.
So your brother shooting, so you start shooting.
Yes.
Why don't we give you a break here for a minute?
Thank you.
And just smoke a cigarette. And take a break, okay?
Rub on me.
You know what, I should have put that door up. It's still locked.
Have a seat, Ray, we'll be with you.
I'm good, I'll talk to him. Maybe two people instead of three in here, cooled off a little bit. You would think so, wouldn't you? Well, here we go. Everybody, we're not trying to jam you up or anything. I want you to fully understand that, okay? You know, I don't want to jam you up, but I'm doing my job at the same time, okay? And all this, what I see, okay, and I'm being truthful with you, is that when they were at the door, why didn't you just close the door? Why didn't you just walk away from it? Close and lock the door.
I don't know. I ordered them to leave and they weren't leaving.
So why didn't you just close the door? Lock it. They weren't armed. And then
I ordered them off the property and they didn't leave.
Okay. So,
And I felt threatened.
okay.
I was scared.
Okay.
I didn't
What
want
were
them on
you
the property.
scared of? The enemies
Yeah,
out,
the whole litter shit, yeah.
like two couple young kids?
Yeah.
Were you so angry at them at that time that, you wanted to come out and kick their butts?
I was angry that they did not leave when I ordered them to leave. I figured if I came out with a machete, they would leave.
You threatened them to leave, get off the property,
Yes.
and leave? Okay.
And they didn't.
And they
Instead,
did.
they advanced on me.
So why didn't you retreat inside your house and close the door?
I reacted.
Okay. Fair enough. So, let's just say if you would, you're standing at your front door, and they advanced on you, you came out, you advanced on them, you'd have to, wouldn't you? You had to become aggressive.
Actually, I didn't go up a couple of steps.
But you
They were
advanced on
coming to
them.
me.
Okay. So if you would have stepped back those 2 steps instead of coming forward those 2 steps, that whole process would probably been eliminated.
They were
But
probably.
I'm playing armchair quarterback here. Okay, see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but at that time, I reacted. I was afraid for my life. I really was.
But at the same time, you were angry too, because
Yeah, I
they're
know.
doing what you tell them to do, right?
Right. Well,
And
still,
I know being military, because we're
Yeah.
military, when our orders are told, especially being a sergeant, when our orders are saying, hey, look, do what the fuck I tell you to do, you better do it, you better do it now. I'm still in that mentality, and it's hard to break, okay? I know probably with you too, right? You
yes.
expect when somebody, you're younger, you tell them something to do, back the fuck up, they need to back the fuck up. But sometimes they didn't leave, right?
So also, my mother's 75 years old, and anything, any disturbance whatsoever, she loses it. She gets so upset she can't sleep. She gets argumentative with me,
Okay, let's forget about that part, okay? You hit him with a machete, okay? Why go out in the dark and start hunting for him? Why are you going out hunting for a human being? With a rifle and a pistol? Why?
Because I was afraid they would come back.
Okay, they're not armed, you injured one of them, okay?
I was afraid they were going to come back. I was afraid, honestly, I was afraid that they were looking for a weapon to come back.
So when you're talking a couple minutes here probably, by the time that you guys armed yourselves and came out, okay, till the time that all this started.
Right.
Okay.
He was told to stop. He was told
Okay.
to freeze.
Okay, so why do this? Why not, were you guys so mad and pissed off at these guys that why did you track them down? I'm asking the same thing that somebody else is gonna ask, but of a higher level than I.
Okay.
So I'm trying to
Honestly,
get your opinion of why
Why?
did you
Because
track them down and shoot them?
My brother went that way, and I was afraid for his life. I mean, I didn't want him to be alone. I was not the leader in this.
But you followed him down and you
Yes.
shot and you fired and this gentleman ended up dead. Okay? So, I understand brotherly love, I understand, the family thing, okay? But what made him so angry that it brought him down here with you? You guys could have backed up in the house and said, look.
The house had
there's
been
a
broken
gun.
into before.
Okay?
His guns disappeared, money disappeared, and I think ever since that time, because the guns were never
So do you think
recovered,
it was the two that showed up?
we don't know that.
Okay, did you have a suspicion that they robbed you, or, burglarized?
I don't know. I don't know, but I thought that they were gonna come back. Honestly. That they were gonna arm themselves.
So your mindset when you left with your brother was to protect your brother,
Yes,
and that's why you shot
yes,
at this man.
yes. Honestly, that's the truth. I mean, I love my
You
brother.
know what I'm getting at, right?
Yes, but he's supported me when I had nothing. And I didn't want to see him hurt.
I'm not even questioning the integrity between you and your brother, okay? There was a lot of anger between number 9 and number 13 that had built, because we know by the testimony of Scott that he was pissed off. He wanted, his exact word was, I'm gonna kill these motherfuckers. And then he arms himself and arms you in the process, and then you follow your brother. Who's older, you or him? Okay. So you're looking out for your brother.
Yes.
Right at the door, you had
I'm
a door.
sorry I reacted. I honestly, I was scared. I was
Did you ever
I was
think-
scared for my life. I was scared for my mother's life, and now I remember that went through my mind, and my mother was sleeping in the next room. And I wanted them off the property, and they didn't leave.
So they left.
As soon as they saw the guns come out,
Okay, as soon as they said no.
they took
See,
off
that's
down the
the
street.
point of contention right there.
Okay?
Is you're so scared, but yet you arm yourself, and now you're tracking these guys down. You're going to shoot and kill them.
No,
Which
I had,
absolutely happened, okay? You understand where I'm coming from?
Yes.
with this, okay? Just because they're out there harassing you, you could have stepped back in the door, called 911, but instead you and your brother armed yourselves, you walked out the door.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I just reacted. I didn't have my phone on me. My phone's sitting on the coffee table inside. Normally I've got it on me. And
I just said, now when you were standing next to your brother, what was going through your head when you were firing into the garage?
I don't know. She
You
started
guys
firing.
fired off the trigger or what?
She started firing, and I started firing. I wasn't thinking.
Did you get a little bit of adrenaline pump? Kind of, sort of? Were you pumped up?
Yeah.
Adrenaline rush, like, wow, these motherfuckers deserve more than you get.
No, that didn't go through my mind. It wasn't, I didn't fire in anger, I fired in self-defense.
Okay.
Because,
You know the rules of self-defense. Rules of self-defense stop at every time. Okay? I'm not gonna sit here and let you blow smoke on my backside.
No, I'm not.
Okay? Because you know
I
right when
reacted.
that stops there.
I reacted.
Okay.
I'm sorry I made a bad decision, but still, I was really, truly scared. I mean, I was frightened. I was acting out of fear.
I'm sorry if you know, I just, I can't. Going to this point right here, right at the door, and you guys arm yourselves and you step out and they hit feet. Now, what was the mentality of they're coming back to get me? When they're retreating, you understand what I'm saying?
Well,
They're leaving. And you arm yourself.
I was really, truly scared. Okay?
I don't know.
And I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. It's a bad decision. It's just like you said, I should have walked back in the house, locked the door after me, but it didn't happen that way.
Something that jumped in my mind, when they were in the house earlier, y'all were all hanging out, having a good time drinking, right?
That was not a lot. That was one shot apiece of rum and one beer. And then they left.
Okay, they left on their own? When they-
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so there was no problems at that?
There was no problem at that point.
Okay. So there weren't any problems until Scott came back and they said that these guys were in the woods and were hassling him?
I don't know if that's the right time frame.
Okay. Well, how long after these guys left? How long did they keep that?
I can tell you. I mean, honestly, no concept of time. I've been, in handcuffs from back to the police car, and I don't have a watch on me. I didn't have my cell phone, so
When they left, did y'all ask them to leave the first time?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I think that they left on their own, they got in their truck, and then they came back on foot. But
You were aware of
Yeah.
that?
I was inside, and I came outside of the front porch to smoke a cigarette.
Okay. And what happened there that made you afraid? Why were you afraid?
They advanced on me.
Just out of the blue, they advanced on you?
Yeah, because I'm standing in front of the front door, and one guy goes, I don't want anybody standing behind me, but I wasn't going to move from the front door, because
Why?
violence.
Why would he say you were standing behind him if they're in the front yard and you're up?
No, they were on the front porch.
Oh, they were on the front porch?
Yes,
And you were standing what were they trying to do? You're standing in front of the front door.
They were getting violent. They were coming after me.
Why were they getting?
I have no idea. I didn't do anything to take them off. I treat other people the way I want to be treated.
Did you say something to them that they
No.
were mad, or
No.
why did they leave and why did they come back?
I don't know.
You don't know why they came back?
No.
Were they coming to pick something up, or?
No.
Was there an argument in the house before?
They wanted to see Wayne's guns, and that's when I said, guns and alcohol don't mix,
Right.
and the gun safe stayed locked up.
Okay, so nobody brought any guns out?
No, but
Okay.
I honestly believe that they wanted guns.
Okay. So how did they end up, so they wanted to see guns and Wayne wouldn't get them out, so did Wayne ask them to leave, or did they just say, okay, we're out of here?
I don't know. I didn't witness that part of it. All I know is I'm sitting on the love seat, I'm having a beer, and I don't really remember when they left. I just know that they left, and then they came back on foot.
What did they say anything to you in the front yard?
Yeah,
What did they say?
you beat the shit out of me.
They told you they were gonna beat the shit out of you?
Yeah, there was one guy, he had his hands up and he was advancing on me.
Why would you want to do that?
I have no idea.
Doesn't that seem strange that this guy would
It
want to get
is.
at you?
I'm not lying to you.
No, right, I believe you, I believe you. So you're just minding your own business, sitting on the front porch smoking a cigarette, and these guys come up to the house, and just out of the blue, the guy puts his hands up and says, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you?
He said that he didn't like anybody standing behind him.
Right.
And I don't know what that's all about, but I'm not gonna move out in front of the front door because I don't want it back in the house.
Was there somebody behind him?
Yeah, I was standing, that's the front door.
Right.
I'm standing right here, front porch, and then one guy is down here at the end of the porch, and then the second guy, he starts getting violent with me, and he takes a couple of steps off the front porch, telling me he was gonna beat the shit out of me.
Why is he gonna beat the shit out of you?
Because I was standing behind him.
Which-
I was standing in front of my front door.
So
That's it.
If you're in front of your front door and he's facing you, you're not behind him, you're in front of him.
That's all I remember, honestly. Honestly, that's all I remember.
You don't know why he
No.
wanted to? Okay. So,
I didn't do anything to provoke him.
okay. He just crazy
Flipped
or
out.
something. Okay. Were both of them acting like that, or just the
The younger one.
one that was hit with the machete?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you retreat back into your house and shut the door and lock it, right? And that's when you went and got the machete?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you come back out?
Because I ordered them to leave, and they didn't leave. I did warn them on the property.
Did you tell them to leave before you went in the house to get the machete?
Yes,
Okay. And they refused to leave
they
then?
refused.
So you went in and shut the door and locked it, and went and got the machete.
Right.
You came back out.
Came back out, ordered them out. I figured if they saw the machete, then they would leave.
Okay.
But they didn't do that.
Why didn't you, okay. Why didn't you just stay in the house?
I'm right there. I was angry.
See, you didn't tell us that the first time. You came out of the house, you were standing at the door, you told them to leave, and you went back inside the house and closed the door and locked it, and that's when you retrieved the machete?
Yes,
And you came back, unlocked the door, opened the door, and they're still there.
yes.
And,
And I ordered them to leave again. And the one guy, he advances on me, I hit him one time.
Okay.
and then what happens?
I went back in the house
Shut the door.
and shut the door. And when I came back out, when me and Wayne came back out, they were still in the yard.
When you hit the guy with the machete, you went back and through the door, what did you do?
Did you leave the door open, or did you close the door?
Say again?
Did you leave the door open or closed?
I closed it.
Did you lock it?
I don't remember.
So you closed the door, you said you went
And I think at that point, that's when Wayne got the guns out of the gun safe. I think so. And when we came back out, they were still in the yard.
Okay, so Wayne gets the guns out of the gun safe. And how many guns did he have?
I know he had a rifle. I didn't even know he had a rifle. I didn't know he owned a rifle.
But you saw him with the rifle?
Yes.
Okay.
And I couldn't tell you honestly what make or model, because that's like,
Well, it's not.
he handed me the gun. I put it in my back pocket.
Okay. What else did he give you with the gun?
Say again?
What else did he give you with the gun?
Magazines.
Okay. And he tried to offer Scott with him? Is that what
I don't remember that.
Okay. Okay. So you come back in the house, Wayne's getting guns out of the safe. You said he handed you one, and it went out. Did you?
We went back out front, and these guys were still in the yard.
Why did you go back out front to see these guys were there?
Myself, I told them to leave, and they didn't leave.
So you were going into the front yard to confront them?
Yes, to tell them to leave.
Why did that point, Judge? I'm just asking for my information.
We went over that.
I wasn't thinking. I'm sorry. I was angry. I was angry because I didn't want them on the property. Number one, it comes back to my mom being 75 years old.
You had told them to leave already.
Yeah, I told them to leave many times, and they didn't leave.
But now you retreated back in your house twice.
Yes,
Okay, and locked the door on one of these.
yes.
So y'all come back out, y'all come out the front door. These two clowns are still in the front yard. They're not listening to what you got to say.
Right.
So,
And
it's,
the only reason, well, I wanted to go with my brother because I love my brother, right? I don't want to see my brother hurt. And I honestly believed at that point in time, these two clowns had taken off and would return with weapons. Whether it's a baseball bat, I don't care what it is. I mean, I went through all of this and they still didn't leave.
correct. Y'all came out of the house.
All right, I had asked Mr. Will to stop it at approximately this time frame for us to take our lunch break, subject to all prior instructions. Especially at this point, I also want to remind the jury, it's been maybe a few days since I specifically instructed you on this. But it's very easy on you, talk to each other out on breaks, maybe even have lunch together, all of which is fine. Just be very careful. Remember that you cannot discuss the case. You cannot discuss the evidence. You can't talk about anything yet. So it's fine that you all do things together, talk. Just make sure you're not talking about the case. Subject to all of the prior instructions, you are on lunch recess until 1:30. You are free to leave at this time. Clear? Anything else you need to address?
One thing real quickly, during the playback just now in court, and on page 101 of the transcript, it goes along with the recording. I heard the investigator Ford ask about hunted them or hunting them, something like that. I looked back in my original notes from our hearings that we had discussed previously. Nobody had talked about that section. It's one of the three in the previous hearings. Nobody had talked about that section. I
I looked at my notes as well, it was not in a section that was specifically identified.
Okay.
I don't know that there would be anything at this point that would be appropriate to address that.
I think that at this point, making an issue of it, we just
Highlight,
highlight it.
I agree.
Okay.
But thank you for bringing that up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, anything from defense that we need to address?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm recessed until 1:30.